Today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my full face foundation routine. A lot of the products that I'm using are drugstore, but I do use some high-end makeup as well, so it is a mix of everything. These are a lot of my favorite go-to items, so if you guys are interested in watching, then keep on watching. So I'm going to get started by priming my face. I'm using my NYX Angel Veil Primer. This is a really good drugstore primer. I don't really believe in spending that much money on primer. Sometimes I don't even use primer. It just kind of depends on how I feel. Lately I've been going back to using primer. For a while I was not using it. So I mostly just use it in the center of my face because that's where I have large pores. I have a lot of lines in my forehead, so I feel like this smooths everything out. So then I go ahead and I color correct. I'm using my Maybelline Master Cameo palette. This is the lighter one. I like to use the green for all the redness because I do have a lot of redness, mostly around my nose. So you're going to notice me put a lot of things on my nose. I kind of layer it up just because foundation comes off my nose really easily. So then I'm going to use this yellow one right here and use that for my under eyes. Sometimes I do use the more salmony one, but lately I've been liking the yellow one. I just feel like the yellow one works a lot better for my under eye situation. Next I'm going to go into foundation. So I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. This is in the shade 00. I used to use the first shade, but I felt like the first shade was a little bit too warm. It didn't really match me when I don't have any tanner on, so I decided to use the light natural one, 00. Milani is my favorite drugstore foundation. You guys probably already know that. I've been using it for like 2 years. It is full coverage and I like it best with a sponge. I just feel like it applies a little bit more natural, although it is full coverage. I just feel like with a brush it can start to look cakey, and plus I hate cleaning it out of my brushes. It's a really thick foundation, so when I clean it out of my brushes, like I have to clean my brushes a few times to get it out. If you're new to applying makeup, if you're using a sponge, you always want to use patting motions. You don't want to rub. And the reason why I love this foundation is because like I'm using natural light right now and you can just see the glow on my skin right now. And I feel like it looks really good in pictures. For concealer, I'm using Tarte Tape Shape. This is one of my favorite concealers. I, again, have been using this for almost 2 years now. I do also like the LA Girl Pro Concealer, but for a full face, full coverage, I like this one. A little bit of it goes a long way, so I apply it under my eyes, the middle of my face, and the center of my forehead. And then I blend it out with a sponge. I always use patting motions underneath my eye. And I do use quite a bit on my nose. So then I use the other side of the sponge to kind of blend the foundation and the concealer together. And I just go on top of wherever I put the concealer, so that way it's not so bright. So then I'm going to use one of my MAC powders. They're the Press Powers. I'm not sure exactly what shade this is. I've had it for a long time, and the sticker is not on there. So this is one of my favorite pressed powders. I forgot how much I love it. I've been using it again recently. Just using that under my eyes. And then all over my face. Now with my sponge, I'm actually going to take that powder and apply it on my nose. This really prevents your foundation on your nose from moving. Using a wet sponge and pressing it into powder and then pressing it onto your nose. So I totally forgot to apply this to my nose. I don't know how I forgot it, but this is the trick to keeping your foundation on your nose. This is the MAC Paint Pot. I guess when I grabbed it, I don't know. I know that I wanted to put this on my nose, but when I went to go do my routine, I have everything here, but for some reason, I did not put this on my nose, but I do have a video on my YouTube channel that shows how to prevent foundation from rubbing off your nose. I'm next going to contour my face, and I'm using my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm using this shade right here in the middle, which is called Shadow Play. Since I have a rounder face, I like to focus on the outsides of my face to kind of make it look more longer instead of wider, since I have a round face. I also have a video on that. It's pretty old, but it is a really popular video, so a lot of people do find it very helpful. So I really don't apply too much contour these days because I like to go a little bit more into the bronzer. So Hoola bronzer is my bronzer of choice. So here's my Hoola bronzer. And I just like to apply this really lightly to gradually warm up my face. When I apply my bronzer, I do like to put my hand at the end of the brush because I'm very heavy-handed. So putting my hand at the end of the brush just lets the brush blend it more versus my hand. Because sometimes, since I am heavy-handed, I feel like I go a little bit too ham on the bronzer and blush. For blush, I would like a really sunburnt look, so Quarter Rosa is my favorite. This is by Sigma. See how it's like a nice burnt color? And I'm not a big blush person, but I do like a little bit of color to my cheeks just to give me like that sunburnt look. And then for highlighter, this is like my ultimate favorite highlighter right now. This is the Amrezy highlighter. It's very, very pretty. You can see where the light naturally appears on my face, so that's where I'm gonna apply the highlight. You can really see how amazing this highlighter is. It's so pretty. And then I do like to apply it to my forehead also. And then I like to apply a little bit to my nose. So this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this foundation routine. If you guys did, then make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more routines like skincare routines, hygiene routines, then leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear what you guys want to see. And if you guys are new and want to see more videos, then make sure you subscribe. I do post multiple videos a week. I am working on a schedule. Now that I'm home with the kids, I'm able to do multiple videos a week. I just have to figure out what days work best. So subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way.